Good evening, friends. This is my second video on this course ERP. So, last time we discussed that ERP or Enterprise Resource Planning is an integrated information system which has a potential to automate and integrate various business functions and processes. I hope you are aware about that. So, let us understand a little more about this integration part. So, let me give you a few examples. Imagine few employees join a company. So before the employee joins the organization, there was certain payroll, right? The payables part. Now that few employees have joined, right? There is an additional requirement in terms of the accounts payable or salary payable and so. So the moment this is reflected in the HR database, very next year or in the real time basis, the finance department or accounts department will have the information about the payables parts. So that is where the HR integration takes place with the finance or accounts part. The second example which I can give you is there is a planned costing, right? You plan or forecast what will be the cost for, let's say, a chair or a fan or a laptop or a car or so. But during the production process, sometimes there may be change in the price of, let's say, material or fuel or, let's say, labor cost or so. So once the production process is over, let's say in 3 months or 6 months and so, right, when the actual costing comes, right, this variance in material or labor cost or fuel cost or other raw material cost can be incorporated quickly. So marketing department, based on this accurate figure of costing which they will collect from the finance department, so it will be easier for the marketing department to determine the price for the particular product and so. So that's where we see the integration of, let's say, material department, we see the integration of finance department and the marketing department part. The last example I can give you for the integration is that for a multinational company, or even if a company which is present in one country but it has multiple business units and it has presence across the geographies, let's say in the same country or outside, after the at the end of the assessment period, let's say financial year and so, the owner or the company needs to consolidate its record. Let's say what is the gross profit, what is the net profit, isn't it? Total revenue available, other kind of things and so, receivable, payable, outstanding. So if ERP kind of systems are there and if the business logic is same, the consolidation can be done easier and in a much lesser time and so. So these are a few examples we saw for business integration. Now in next few minutes, let me quickly explain the ERP evolution process in last 5 decades and so. So I'm sure some of you must have studied this or come across this on some online or offline platforms and so. So ERP has its genesis in MRP 1 and MRP 2. Anyone can recall what is MRP 1 and MRP 2? Yes. So MRP 1 is material requirement planning. And MRP 2 is manufacturing resource planning. Now, in the 60s, and it is applicable even today, the highest cost was attributed to the material, raw material, right? The procurement cost of raw material was the biggest cost. So therefore, it was desirable for the organization to continuously monitor its stock, and whenever the stock reached the reorder level also, they would give the order to the designated vendors and so. But the number of SKUs available, the number of material available with the organizations was huge, at least in the case of large companies and so, and that's where MRP system came into picture, which was material requirement planning. So which would pinpoint ahead or it will generate the alerts which item is required, when it is required, in how much quantity it is required. So the purchase manager could quickly generate the orders, or it could be for manufacturing also, when to produce and those kind of things. So this was the material requirement planning. It had only one limitation, that it could not find out how much is the inventory situation or production situation. So with minor modification, the another kind of system came that was known as closed loop MRP, which had a feedback mechanism. Now after few years, okay, certain limitations of MRP started coming. that it did not have information related to manufacturing. It was only confined to the materials part, and therefore the developers of the organization, they expanded the scope of the software, and along with the material requirement they added the capability of manufacturing, quality assurance, shipment. For that they required to determine how much to produce, they needed to know how much is the demand available in the market. So they integrated this material requirement with manufacturing, and manufacturing with the demand planning and related functions. And that's how the second stream of software, that was MRP2 or manufacturing resource planning, came into picture. So we saw MRP1 and MRP2. So MRP2 came in almost 70s, which continued till 80s also, right? So till this point, there was a software which could integrate material, procurement, manufacturing, and almost entire operation, which was integrated with some part of finance in terms of costing, and of course demand planning, which related to strategy or sales functions and so. At this juncture, right, the planners started thinking, if we can integrate this system with broader aspects of marketing or sales, we can integrate this with HR and the remaining functions of the finance, then we can cover entire canvas of the organization or entire spectrum of the organization. So it will be an enterprise wide system. So with this integration, right, it started in late 80s, and in early 90s, right, a full-fledged enterprise system was developed, which was known as Enterprise Resource Planning or ERP, right? So I hope we have understood how the ERP has evolved over few decades. In last 2 decades, further the evolution came, right? Initially ERP was stored or hosted in company's own infrastructure, but gradually the web-based ERP were developed, which could be accessed through web browser, and the users could access it from across the globe also. So that was web-based ERP. The another kind of evolution in recent years, or maybe last 1 or 1.5 decade, is cloud-based ERP. So you need not store your ERP software in your own infrastructure or server. It can be stored in some third-party vendor, and it can be accessed from anywhere. And the business model is completely different, and I will discuss about the cloud-based ERP in my subsequent class as well as the next video. 1 or 2 more things let me quickly discuss. Another kind of ERP is open source ERP. So while ERP system which are developed by some company, they are proprietary in nature, right? Because they invest a lot of money in people and R&D and so they don't share the source code. But in case of open source ERP, right, while we can use various ERP functionality and modules and so, at the same time the program or the source code can also be seen by the people, and users can see it, read it, and modify it also. Okay, so that is open source ERP. And one last classification I would like to tell you, ERP can be vertical based or ERP can be horizontal based. So horizontal based ERP means a ERP which is a generic, which has, let's say, accounts, it has sales functionality, order management, bit of, let's say, inventory, production, HR. So these are the business functions which are applicable for each industry, different type of industry, different types of companies and so. But there are specific verticals, for example healthcare, for example retail, for example school, for example petrochemical. So companies started preparing ERP to suit the peculiar requirement of a hospital. Let's say occupancy of patients, or occupancy of, let's say, operation theatre or doctor's appointment. So such kind of software will take care of requirement of hospital sector only. If it is a ERP for college, then it will have modules like admission, examination, right, faculty salary, library part. So that is known as vertical based ERP. So today, friends, we discussed about business integration through ERP to some extent, and after that we discussed about ERP evolution from 60s to 2020. So wish you a happy learning, and once again stay safe. Thank you.